Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Ludi Tonight. We are getting ready with our final set of the evening, Tactifuler versus Calamariachis. Two teams in Div 9 hoping to make an impact tonight. So we have Saf now joining us on the mic, who is with Devi. You guys take it away for this set.
Are we running quad Tactifuler? We're about to find out.
We may see one of them, but we will find out here as we go. Okay. We've got a Hydra, everybody. Hydra versus leader matchup. We are definitely going to see quite the backline fight here, as both of them are going to relatively take a similar spot. We see a Nova making an appearance here that's going to be painting, pointing, and being like, hey, look over here. I am shooting in an area where a person is. Come follow me.
We also have double wave breaker going on, one per team, one per set. A purple team coming into control right out the gate here, and we have the Hydra also posted up kind of on that left side there, and you see wave breaker out in the middle there. Calamariachis doing a really good job already right off the bat, kind of maintaining both of those zones and kind of pushing the other team out and making sure that they can't come in. But we have a flank coming from not one, but two members of Tactifuler on the side of Calamariachis. And a crab just really making its way downtown and kind of getting comfortable there behind the zone. But then we see Tactifuler with that crab tank taking both zones and going into control.
Yeah, they did manage to take control back here, but not for long as the Hydra's able to get in place here. We're going to go Booyah Bomb for Booyah Bomb. The one thing here is one has space to flee from. The other one doesn't, but the Booyah Bomb not being thrown at the other one. And Calamariachis here able to take the control back and find the other members of Tactifuler and push them behind. The Blaster here just trying to make some space. It looks like the leader sees somebody from Calamariachis on the side, but opting to back up to their Hydra. And also something I'm noticing here is, well, they went, for starters, 3 went down on the yellow side there, as Calamariachis is able to still take top here. And something that they're doing really well here is this Nova is finding everybody who's on the walls with the point sensor, allowing to trigger where the Hydra should shoot, followed by the Glugas, and then the Junior can just follow up and keep paint. It's working out really well for them.
Yeah, the Nova is doing some impressive stuff here. A lot of people kind of make fun of the Nova and don't really give it the credit, but I'm really shocked here. Calamariachis is really making it work for them and using those point sensors to their advantage and finding those picks and making sure. And a double pick! A double pick maintained by the Hydra on Calamariachis. That was nicely done. There's a lot of booyahs going on in this matchup right now, and the Hydra just got really lucky there and happened to find 2 picks. But Tactifuler is still making the turnover and taking back the zones at the 79 with a 9-point penalty. Calamariachis with 13 points and a 60-point penalty, a whole minute penalty on the timer there. So Tactifuler's got to catch up, but they do definitely have some time to burn.
They do definitely there with the big penalty coming out, and Tactifuler putting up quite the fight on the other side. Both of them are coming up when they're coming back in to take zone. They're both coming in with a couple specials there. They're starting from one side and just going to work their way to the other, just being that tidal wave of a team that they could be. And it all depends on if they're going to win the team fight that they are trying to initiate. We see Calamariachis going in, trying to shred this crab here. They do manage to pick one from behind the crab. Booyah Bomb coming out with some extra support, and they are able to pin another member from Tactifuler in the corner. And now they're going for this other zone, as a member from Tactifuler came from behind just to paint up the other side. They did get a jump in and able to 2v1 that member from Calamariachis.
I gotta say, I gotta hand it to Calamariachis. I have to hand it to Calamariachis. The Junior and the Gluga are doing an excellent job of sticking close together and trying to corner and get those picks together. They were able to do it there in the last couple of seconds. But as the game stands right now, we have 1 minute left. 1 minute left with 79 remaining with a 15-point penalty on the side of Tactifuler. They definitely have some time to catch up, and this could be their time right now with two members of Calamariachis going down, but a Booyah Bomb coming out and almost taking that zone, but not quite, and then trading with 3 members of Tactifuler down. Calamariachis still with the 13 points and in the lead, 30 seconds left on the clock.
30 seconds left means that still anything can happen. They can take control, they can move on forward, they could still potentially lock out Calamariachis if they get the advantage here, although the leader getting wailed out. Luga's applying some pressure. It looks like 2 other members of Tactifuler did go down. However, in return, members of Calamariachis went down, and they are kind of going down one at a time here. So Tactifuler giving an opportunity to move up here and secure zone, applying another penalty, which they need in this last few minutes here. They just need to get these picks, but the Hydra here up in a solid spot of where you want to be, especially when members are down in that corner, just punishing them, getting them trapped. Picking off that rapid was huge, and they just aren't able to secure the other zone with the Hydra in the way. The first game goes to Calamariachis.
I gotta say, Devi, as from backline to backline player, I was just wildly impressed with this Hydra player. Being in the right place at the right time and maintaining their distance, and especially from the E-leader. It's really hard to be able to post up and kind of get a good, comfortable position sometimes when you're playing as a Hydra, when there's an E-leader on the other side, because a lot of times, you're who they're looking for. Sure, the front lines are out doing dilly-dallying and do what they do, but a lot of times that more stationary player is the better pick to go for. And I gotta say, the Hydra player was doing a very good job of being able to be more mobile and kind of stay away from that line of sight of the E-leader.
But we can't also disregard the teammates, and something that allows the Hydra to do this versus one of its counters is that the Calamariachis teammates here, there was always one person either up or beside to paint the feet, and if they can apply some extra pressure, whether it's just a bomb throw or anything towards the front to potentially get even just the slightest distraction on the leader, the Hydra can move up and be like, I got this for you. And you can see that kind of happen towards the end there as the Glugas were up with, and kind of the move of, I gotta try to make something happen here, where the leader tried to get something done, the blaster tried to move up, and they just couldn't get it done with the Glugas and the Hydra in the way, especially with the Glugas applying that extra wall for the Hydra to allow it to move up and contest the E-leader. Clan Blitz Mahi, believe it or not, I actually don't mind this map, and it's because of the different strategies that comes out with this. And it's always weird how I say, like, you know, these maps may look small and compact, but think of all of the callouts and the team plays you have to make to actually score a W on this map. There's a lot behind it, and it's the Clan Blitz on Mahi in particular is one that allows more time and allows these strategies to develop, where you have to be really careful of how you move in. You have to make sure it's precise. And as we can see, both teams here were relatively playing it neutral there. It looks like the Pro did get pick off. They're waiting for their moments to strike. And you can see this is a great back move by Curb here. Able to pick off 1, gets 2, may potentially get 3. No, is stopped there by this Flames Roller. But I had it backwards. I didn't realize the Flingza was on the other side.
I didn't either. The Flingza being prepared in the other team's area and breaking the basket, and the basket going up just as the last second as the Clam was going in there. Oh, unfortunate. You hate to see it.
I'm just recovering from the reverse. Woo! Booyah Bomb pointing out, going, are they going to trap CM? Yes, just unable to get the momentum to make that jump back. And, to go down on the side of Calamariachis. It looks like that is a delayed 3. I think the Glugas were still in the way, is picked off. 1's down below, trying to come up, is able to catch the swim up. It's just the Flings that left the wall. Oh, they missed the pick, but 2 power clams, yes, going in for Tactifuler, and they are scoring more points as we go. And it looks like the Hydra was getting a pick from the other side, so they did not look forward to stop there, but this Flingza roller is just trying to go ham here, but the Hydra coming up as well, getting picked off by the T-Tech, and this basket is still open. This might be KO.
This might be KO. There's 6 points left on the board. The T-Tech on Tactifuler is so close, but so far. Oh, and that's a wipe on the side of Tactifuler that you could tell that they were kind of scrambling there to try to get close and get that last clam in there. But wow, what a push by the side of Tactifuler, getting down to 3 points with a 48-point penalty. Nicely done, you guys. Getting 2 picks, not 2 picks by the T-Tech. There on that last pop. In the reversal, we see Calamariachis getting a pop, but with 3 down as soon as the pop happens. Is it a solo pop? It could be, but I think the Flingza is doing the right thing and making sure that they can back up and get into a safer position so that they can wait for their teammates. But the Clam economy is on Tactifuler's side at this point in the game. There's 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in the game. It's still anybody's game, but man, Tactifuler, excuse me. What a push! What a push that was.
Yeah, they made their way in. They got the clams in. Got it all the way down. And even though I gotta also give credit to Calamariachis, even when they stopped that push, they were able to come back in right away. They were already on the other side. However, let's take a look at what's happening right now. The Flingza here is helping to defend and just gonna do what rollers do best on jumps and be like, you ain't getting away. I'm gonna roll over you. This Flingza applying a lot of extra pressure until they are caught out. This pro is able to catch them out. Their spacing has been really well this game, and Calamariachis, they're just looking to try to find that extra way in, and right now I think just the pressure from the range and damage weapons that Tactifuler has right now is causing Calamariachis to struggle. But they were able to come in once. They can possibly do it again. I think the Flingza was trying to go for another steamroll, but they missed it. And in the end, 3 go down in the corner, allowing Tactifuler to move up. But the Hydra's just perched up in this top corner. I love that corner. It's just a wall there, and you can peek from both sides, and they're able to get the shred on the Booyah Bomb. Minute left, and Tactifuler is just non-stop adding pressure, and it's giving Calamariachis a hard time to move in, but the Whale's going to come out, and we'll see if they can make something happen in this last 45 seconds of play in the game.
Calamariachis, they now have the clan economy kind of going for them. Oh, and as soon as I said that, the commentator's curse, the clan economy actually leaves the side of Calamariachis, and Tactifuler is in the lead in terms of the clan economy with 1 pick going down. There's 25 seconds left with Booyah coming out. Tactifuler is doing their best to play really tough defense here with Crab going. We're seeing the Gluga kind of having to back up with the Flingza. The Flingza once again making their way and getting that pick on the Crab. I have yet to see missiles come from this Flingza, and they are just killing it. Straight up, they are killing it and making sure that they can get in there. But then Calamariachis makes the pop into overtime with 49 points. We need a couple balls to get in there. I did see some clams kind of go off to the right there and get thrown off the side. But Tactifuler taking game number 2.
What a play by the Flingza and follow-up from teammates to get that opening last hurrah push. Like, that was solid there. And then even towards the end, the defense from Tactifuler was really great. The pro actually flanked around from behind and put a Booyah Bomb behind the 2 members of Calamariachis. So when they had to back up, they backed up into the Booyah Bomb. It was a very good play in defense by Tactifuler, and just by both teams, the opening and the defense were both great. But in the end, it is Tactifuler that takes that game from that one strong push that they had that got them all the way down with 1 clan left remaining.
Yeah, Tactifuler in this game, they did not come to mess around. I feel like the ice was kind of broken. Like, okay, Calamariachis, they won the first one, but then this one, as soon as the game started, Tactifuler came out swinging. They came out swinging, and they got that initial push. They got almost the entirety of their clam basket in that one initial push, leading it down to the 3, making it so difficult for Calamariachis to catch up. But that's nothing to scoff at, because Calamariachis really pushed themselves right at that last minute and right into overtime to try to get more of those points in. But Tactifuler's defense was just unmatched right there. That was a good one, you guys. Good job on both sides. Back in Splatoon 2. Heyo!
It has its win and its losses on this one. When it comes to defending in your spawn, you have a little bit of less space to work with. However, we see the tri-stringer coming out for this, and I actually, what is it? This is not a bad map mode for the tri-stringer at all, with the places you can put Mist in and the Whale. Leader still staying out, and we see that Blaster coming back out on the side of Tactifuler. And that Blaster already going down right off the bat. I'm not too sure what got them, but it looks like a 1-for-1 happened in that corner there. And Calamariachis are looking to try to secure middle bridge here with the machine and the bow, both looking at this player in the corner here, as we see Curb go down. And Booyah Bomb coming out to maybe secure in front, but it looks like the leader is in the way and is getting 2 snipes there, and just shutting down the people who are going on tower.
Yeah, and I think we saw like someone on the side of Tactifuler was trying to make a flank on the E-leader, but unfortunately, Tactifuler was very keen to that flank and was able to take them out before the E-leader could actually be picked off. And in the plot twist of this match, we see a Tactifuler on the side of Calamariachis with that end zap, sitting pretty, and especially with that junior, there is a lot of paint on the side of Calamariachis. It's going to make it a little bit more difficult for Tactifuler to be able to break in, and especially because Calamariachis right on the opening has 54 points on the board. Still waiting to see some points from Tactifuler, but you can see 3 members fighting for middle and actually trying to make some effort here to try to get on that tower, but looking for picks to make sure that there is a safe passage with 1 pick going on the screen. There are 2 picks on the side with the Blaster. With the Blaster with special ready to go, that bubble is ready to go, and I think that now that E-leader is able to move up into middle, we're going to put that bubble on tower, and we are going to get some points on the board for Tactifuler, making our way to checkpoint number 1.
I would love to see a timer at how long Bounce actually stayed alive for in that wing. Bounce had like 2v1s on them, and then there was follow-up, and then their teammate went down, and then Bounce stayed alive, and Bounce with the pro there, able to apply a lot of pressure and get those fight wins in the wing. And Tactifuler is still going with the bubble on the tower, the Booyah Bomb coming out. This is looking like a KO, Saf.
Yep, that's a KO. That's a KO coming from the side of Tactifuler. Nicely done. And what, Debbie, something that I noticed, Tactifuler, right when they started moving that tower off of mid, there was a bubble on the tower right away. That Blaster was able to build bubble and put it on there a second time after that last checkpoint and go into the KO. They were able to either find a pick or paint or something, but they were able to get 2 bubblers out in that push and giving them the KO. So Tactifuler, the timing, just impeccable.
Right off the start and right towards the end. Like that couldn't have been any better timing for those bubbles, and for the Blaster to stay alive to get both those bubbles out even better. You can see Tactifuler as Calamariachis in the man disadvantage here, and they just aren't able to find a way to come back in and battle the comp that Tactifuler has. And if you take a look at between the 2 comps, Tactifuler, they have quite the poke comp, but it is also very much of a supportive comp. They have the Zap and the Junior applying a lot of pain, and their main front line is going to be the Machine, with the bow to just try to follow up or help get picks with the Machine. When it comes to engagement, Tactifuler had the upper hand with the Splash and the Blaster, able to apply more pressure, trap more in the corner, and you could see, like, even in the corner with Bounce took some fights into the wing, called teammates over, and just with the extra damage that was coming in, Bounce was able to live. I think it was almost a solid 30 seconds there, and even come out still alive, continuing the push on that right-hand side to knock out here. So we'll see if Tactifuler is going to stick to a similar comp here, if the Blaster's going to stay out. I'm also curious to see what Calamariachis are going to bring out here, if they're going to bring some more quicker frontline weapons, or if they're going to stick to something similar.
Something that is so fun to watch on this map. I'm curious, is anybody going to bring out Zipcaster? Holy moly, this is
yes,
a fun
people
one.
have.
This is a fun one to bring out Zipcaster on because there's so many different surfaces and places that you can flank. Yes, it is a great backline map. I will admit, I think it's a good backline map, but there is so many opportunities for front lines to be able to get behind and be able to flank. And from what we're seeing here, Hydra is coming back out, and actually the E-leader is also still staying. We are still keeping 2 backlines in, 1 per team. On this one, coming into Brinewater on Rainmaker. The quick pop happening on the side of Calamariachis, and a lot of ink actually going down on the side of Calamariachis. We have a lot of ink here, and surprisingly, the Vanilla Pro is making an appearance with Rain and and Marker.
Marker and Crab, actually.
Oh, excuse me, you're still right. I'm in Splatoon 2.
You are. Yeah, Marker and Crab. I see Calamariachis are opting for as much range as they can and then using a Tactifuler for themselves for the extra speed. But right now, Tactifuler, again, has more of the engagement comp. Calamariachis just does not have that extra frontline power to battle this T-Tech and the Splash right now until they have the specials to come out from the Crab of the Pro and the Whale of the Nova, which takes a little bit longer to get, especially if they are going down to the front lines. However, it looks like the Pro is able to sneak down, get a pick on the Rainmaker down below. Popping this Crab is going to end up being the hero here and saving this Rainmaker. What a play by this V-Pro.
Yeah, the crab initiation was in the right place at the right time there with 2 picks just available right on that ramp. And we see that Calamariachis is now going to make their stand here and going for that first checkpoint. We have 1 down currently, the Splash down currently on the side of Tactifuler, but the Rainmaker goes down almost really close to that checkpoint, just had to kind of get up to that ramp a little bit. With 90 points on the board, but we see Bird is going to actually pick up the Rainmaker here and try to make their way up that ramp, and we see Curb trying to maybe throw down some paint with those burst bombs, and T-Tech kind of coming in and trying to throw down some paint as well, and Booyah Bomb coming out, throwing it up to the spawn, getting 1 pick, finding 1 pick with them, and another going down, 2 down on the side of Calamariachis, and that Rainmaker is moving and grooving as fast as it can with 35 points on the board, 33 on the board, making their way, and it's painted, and they are almost going to take it, going down on the 9.
Bounce here still in the way is going to back up a little bit. They waited for their T-Tech teammate to come in. They are opting to back up a little bit as paint is going down pretty quickly on the side of Calamariachis, and they do have the weapons to put that paint down between the Nova and the Zap. You could see it coming down. But now they just have to find the way. As the Pro picks up the Rainmaker here, it leaves it so that the Hydra is actually going to deal the most damage out of the 3 that are still standing, that have to make this path for the Rainmaker. But in the end, I believe, 1 still kind of goes up forward to make a path. They do manage to get checkpoint. And it is a 1-for-1, although the Hydra does go down on the side of Calamariachis, followed by the Pro. It is just the Nova and the Zap left, but it looks like one's trying to make a play up here. We saw them juiced up, going up to the side, seeing maybe I can do something here. Nope, they zipped on out.
And we just saw it there. Both backlines are in very good positioning right now, kind of making sure to watch that ramp. And we saw the Hydra kind of chilling on that wall and moving up and down to make sure that they are able to see most of mid. Right now, 2 people down on the side of Tactifuler and kind of spawning in. Calamariachis with Rainmaker in control. They're trying to beat that score of number 9. Once it goes into the single digits, Sevi, it's really hard to kind of catch back up here. But Calamariachis is not going down without a fight. 2 members down currently with the Hydra defending in front of the Rainmaker. You love to see it. You love to see it. Jaeger is trying to make their way. They're going around the E-leader and getting down to 30 points. Being able to just avoid that line of sight as best they can, and popping it again to get a couple more points in there with 3 going down, but Booyah ready on the side of the Hydra, and a good tactical retreat also on the player that just jumped out there, just pieced out of there as soon as they could.
Calamariachis had such a good chance there. I think if they were just a little bit more patient on gathering the Rainmaker there, it would have given enough time for the Hydra to charge up again and clear that path once again, because as we have seen, the Hydra can be a menace on this map, and it can just take out all of those short range. It can take out that T-Tech, it can take out the Splash, it can get rid of the Pro. It's just the leader it has to worry about, and just a couple seconds more and it would have been able to clear that path for the Rainmaker to potentially get lead there, but instead it was Tactifuler able to recover from that and get rid of the biggest threat and stall that, but it's not over yet. We're coming down to the last 10 seconds. There are 2 members down on the side of Tactifuler. All of the members of Calamariachis are back up. We see the Hydra in play coming just behind this Rainmaker. We see one member go up. The E-leader getting a pick on the Rainmaker.
Oh! Oh, you have to, you hate to see it. Sometimes it happens right before overtime can really go into effect. But oh my goodness, you could tell Calamariachis was really coming into that overtime with fire and with a lot of vengeance. They were really trying to get in there and try to be aggressive as they possibly could, but Tactifuler, once again, putting up an excellent defense and able to kind of box them out and keep them out. But man, nothing to scoff at. You can tell Calamariachis keeps trying to make the right plays that they can, and even getting it down to the 24, that is nothing to scoff at. That is still a wonderful push, and they were still able to tick points down as much as they could. But Tactifuler, their defense, once they are able to get those points on the board, their defense seems to really come out to play and get really strong. So once again, Tactifuler taking this set, and we are now 3-1.
Well, the set's not over yet. They took the game, but not the set yet.
The set, but
anywho,
you know what I'm trying to say.
Yes, I do. I just
angles, and with having that constant tracking, I think really was like beneficial and just not something that you really see very often, but looks like we are all back in the lobby. We're all here to get started and get ready to go. And I don't think there was a 52 gal on the side of Calamariachis. I think that might have been a change, and I'm not certain if it was. But I don't recall seeing a 52 gal going on here.
Oh! What a start. I don't know what got that. It could have, most likely, I'm guessing that was an E-leader kebab. For something to happen that fast, the only thing I can think is either it was a double direct from the blaster or an E-leader kebab, but I'm guessing that was a very right off the bat E-leader kebab. What a shot.
Yeah, Tactifuler coming out of the gate swinging. Just right in the beginning, getting 64 points and losing control right at the 64. Calamariachis, though, is definitely applying a little bit more pressure, and especially bringing that 52 gal into it, adding more frontline pressure in. But Tactifuler is not falling for it. There's picks that are being looked for, and they're just not quite being got. Honestly, Tactifuler is definitely playing a little bit more aggressive, even though with 2 members going down, getting to the 32, and Calamariachis now making their way and getting some points on the board with a jump coming in. An unfortunate jump being in the middle of 3 players of Calamariachis, but and switching over and getting a nice pick on Tactifuler by the E-leader. E-leader still being in this game, and especially in splat zones. And the Hydra being pushed up. Calamariachis Hydra is definitely, Rico is very comfortable there in the zone and making sure that they are able to take and be able to be close and kind of assist their teammates with 2 picks coming out on the side of Tactifuler, and control going out 46-32 with a 52-point penalty on the side of Tactifuler.
It's almost interesting with how many people hide behind mid. Like, we see a lot of the front lines will go and hide behind mid and assume it's safe. You can see there's a jump in coming there, but that's where all the bombs are going to land. A lot of these splat bombs, a lot of these chickens, they're just going to land off the top of the edge there, and most players will know how to get them to like hit the edge, or like with chickens, of course, they'll just run off on their own. But you'll see players with like the splat bombs just hit them on the edge, so they just roll down off the top, so then they explode on your head when you're hiding behind there. But right now, Calamariachis looking really strong right here as they almost have the KO on Tactifuler.
Tactifuler
being desperate.
Yes!
There we go.
Oh, great.
Calamariachis coming back. It looks like the splat zone seems to be a really strong mode for them right now, especially with how their comps are favoring them as being kind of more of the supportive comp and relying on the DPS from their one front line and their back line.
Yeah, and if you could just take a look at that map in the background, there's a lot of purple on that map. And even going into the spawn of the opposing team, there is a lot of purple going into there on the side of Tactifuler.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Calamariachis did not come back into this one to mess around. They took the lead there, doing a really good job of taking lead. You saw the E-leader line there on the side of Tactifuler kind of trying to look for the pick, and the Crab came out also looking for the pick and especially looking for the jump, but the Reflux did not make that easy for them and came in and getting 2 picks down with 18 seconds left remaining. I think getting those 2 picks, 3 picks actually practically, really got them there and making sure that they can keep a lot of ink on the ground. Calamariachis taking this one with a 3-2.
How many Reflux players do you know that will take a play like that on a Crab?
Not many. That was bold.
That takes guts. And
bold. We're able to kind of put a lot of ink down and able to play some really good defense. So they're still in it.
Yes, they are still in it, with the score being 3-2 currently in favor of Tactifuler. We're coming back in. We see Calamariachis, instead of going for the more supportive comp, they do have that splashback. Tactifuler opting for what's been working with them. They brought back out the blaster. That E-leader is still in play. The pro is still here. They're going with what they know is working best for them. Meanwhile, Calamariachis, they knew that they needed the extra pressure and they changed up for it. However, 2 of them went down. It looks like they got one in return, but it is a opening 3 down on the side of Calamariachis as we see Curb trying to go in with the Hydra already in defensive position, stopping the push before it can happen. Bravo, and getting in the right placement at the right time for the Hydra there.
You could tell Bounce was really about to try to go for it there on the left stack from the perspective of Calamariachis, but exactly what you said, the Hydra was able to get into position as quick as they were able to make a push with a pick going down on Bounce. 2 down already on the side of Tactifuler, and Calamariachis also looking for an opening here. And like I always say, Clam Blitz is always a team deathmatch until the first team gets a wipe or almost a soft wipe, because you really need the other players to be down before you can safely get in there and actually make a pop on the basket, and especially if you want to add some additional points on that pop. But we see the flank coming from Bounce and taking out the Hydra, but still 2 down on each side of this way, going out, waiting for a ball to come in, or maybe some more clams to come in to make that pop, and 3 going down on the side of Tactifuler. You could tell Tactifuler was really trying to make a play there, but unfortunately not having the clan economy available. Calamariachis with 14 clams, but no ball. I'm really curious to what's happening in that VC right now.
Oh, it had to be a lot of things. I imagine Bounce definitely had to have been calling to their teammates, hey, bring clams and all that, but you could see the clam economy was not there, and the one that was holding the clam did go down ahead of time, so the flank that got a couple players just unable to go work in their favor, and then the other member jumping in with the clams. However, the basket has been broken, but we see by Calamariachis, but Tactifuler just in the way, and even though there was definitely a lot of points scored there, Tactifuler able to stop it, and it looks like they're trying to take back mid here as Bounce using the range from that pro to apply poke, trying to just get extra damage down, able to win on the height disadvantage there with the pro, and it is a reverse situation right now as Calamariachis went 3 down, but they're already back to defend. It looks like the Crab found a pick on the Hydra as they're looking to reclaim this stack, but look at the members of Calamariachis, how much pain is going down for them. The bubble trying to save, isn't able to save the teammate, but is able to protect a couple members as they try to make a clam here. They just don't have enough, as 2 members of Tactifuler did go down. Kirbier's just going to kind of shark around the corner, but was called out. What a lovely call out and pick off by the members of Calamariachis, and they are immediately reclaiming mid and not allowing Tactifuler to get a score.
You could tell that was not just a random pick. You could tell that was called out. 3 members of Calamariachis down, but not quite the right clam economy going on the side of Tactifuler. We have 12 clams. Oh, and then a ball has just been formed with a Booyah Bomb. Double Booyah Bombs coming out, almost going into the same place. You see that the E-leader is trying to look for the pick, and a wipeout happens on the side of Tactifuler, and we have this, and they oh, that's gotta hurt. You can tell. I wonder what's going on in that VC, but they are still getting those double picks happening on the side of Calamariachis. They are still trying to keep that basket open, unfortunately missing that one ball to get some points on the board, but Calamariachis is being keen, and they are able to play some good defense. The Hydra is in position. Oh man, I'm just wondering what's going on in that Tactifuler GC or VC. You have to wonder. That miss can sometimes really hurt and really impact the game.
Oh, that's gotta hurt, but we know that mistakes can happen, and if they can shake it off and keep playing their best game, they can make up for it. We saw it happen earlier live. Now it is a possibility that it can happen again. It's now they just don't have a pity clam at the ready here. They only have 2 clams, make it up to 5. There's 30 seconds left. Tactifuler need to make this power clam, but you can see that Calamariachis are taking these clams and throwing them off the edge. Tactifuler still don't have this clam yet. One of them does have 7. It's went down to 6. 2 members are down on the side of Tactifuler. Calamariachis finally applying the pressure that they've needed in the past few games. And we see the ball did come and was trying to go in for the score, but caught out off to the side.
Again!
Yep, missed again. I didn't even see that one. It must have came up over the stack, right?
Oh, you gotta really feel for Tactifuler in this one. Not 1, but 2 balls within range and barely missing that pop. You really gotta feel that, and you hate to see it. But holy moly, we are 3-3 with Tactifuler versus Calamariachis right now. It is still anybody's game at this point, anybody's set. Calamariachis did not come to mess around in these later games. They really came out and they really were like, oh, you can play defense? Well, so can we. And unfortunately, that just getting not 1 but 2 misses there with Tactifuler. You hate to see that, and I bet that they are feeling that in that VC right now. And sometimes it's so difficult because you really think that you're close and you really think that you got it, and it's clear vision in your mind that is going to pop the basket. But unfortunately for Tactifuler, that was not the case in this game. A big map going into Scorched Gorge on tower control. We are seeing that the comps are staying the same. We still got that E-leader. We're replacing the Hydra. There is now no Hydra. We are trying to go a little more aggressive on the side of Calamariachis on this tower control map.
I feel you on that. Anywho, it looks like they're looking for some paint in the middle here. It looks like one definitely dropped on the one side. The leader is looking at the other. Bucket and Blaster are both just sloshing away and blasting away through mid. This is just a general neutral play that you see on Scorch, but we see that it is a 2v2 on the one side, and it looks like Calamariachis are able to win that one team fight on that on the right side, while another gets picked off on the left, and they are going to take this opening push. But the Booyah Bomb coming down by bounce, able to shred the bubble and the Tower Rider.
And one thing I've noticed too, Devi, back from my coughing fit, Tactifuler is using a lot of last-ditch effort. I've noticed there's been at least 2 or 3 per round. And a lot of times in Splatoon 2, last-ditch effort was really only seen on splat zones, but in the case of Tactifuler in this round, or in this set, they are using a lot of last-ditch effort, and I'm wondering now, especially they're really like not messing around in these last 2 games, and it's almost like, did they need a warm-up? Because Tactifuler was doing some real damage and work in those 3 games, that 3-game winning streak, but Calamariachis is now in a 2-game winning streak. However, 2 members down on the side of Tactifuler, 3 members down on the side of Tactifuler, trying to take the tower here with a wipeout happening on the side of Tactifuler, and Calamariachis with 75 points on the board, now with the tower in their control, making their way to that first checkpoint. Hopefully that they are able to get a little bit more points on the board and kind of utilize that wipeout as much as they can.
We know that the next Splatfest topics, and I will tell you, Calamariachis are definitely making things very spicy right now. They have come straight forward, applied a lot of pressure. They're going back and forth here, and they are still progressing. Well, they were progressing the tower here, but it looks like it was stopped. It's just two going down. There's so many things happening everywhere right now. Is just so much pressure happening forward, but however, with the pressure happening forward, there was nobody else able to take over objective. So the objective was lost there, but very good stall coming out from Calamariachis there. And now Tactifuler, they just need to try to find, like, this Beluga is applying so much damage to behind the scenes, like forcing Tactifuler to back up, and that's what Calamariachis wants to happen. Very nice tag team double play here, and we see it trying to happen, but of course the bubble saving the junior here and able to pick off the one that was initiating the fight. Calamariachis still going to hold this mid here with the junior as the rest coming back in. You can see the bow just arcing shots over top. They're trying to see if anyone from Tactifuler is remaining in the corner, but of course nothing is being seen, and they're just applying pressure forward with the Beluga and the junior being close behind.
Yeah, Calamariachis, they are still maintaining that really high aim comp. And I'm wondering if like that's really what they need. They can run a front line, or they can have a front line kind of going in, but it looks like they really need a lot of space to be able to swim. But it's working for them as the machine takes down not one, but two picks. 3 going down on the side of Tactifuler with the tower in control of Calamariachis. They have 43 points on the board. Already broke that second checkpoint and on their way, well on their way onto that first checkpoint. With the machine getting another pick, I think that they are on a 3-kill streak currently, as we're seeing, and there are still 3 down on the side of Tactifuler. I just blinked and looked, and the same 3 were still down on the side of Tactifuler. Calamariachis really applying the pressure on this one, getting to the 6-point mark with 3, 2, almost a wipeout. Very close to a wipeout.
Oh, we're in a similar position here, like on the Clamblitz Mahi game, where we're coming down to the last few points. But in this case, it is now on the side of Calamariachis. We've seen Tactifuler able to apply a lot of pressure. They just need to be able to find these picks. We see the Blaster moving up. We see also the Glugas coming in for a nice flank. If they're still seen here, they might have been missed, but no, the Splash does see them, looking to try to get this pick, but the Gluga ends up winning it. The Splash didn't quite get the second bomb, and the Gluga is able to just apply pressure here. And this is a very tight situation, but they were able to pick off the Glugas, which is huge because now Tactifuler does not have that extra pressure coming around from behind, and you can see, I lied, the machine is now behind them. And is just applying the pressure from front and behind, and the Booyah gets 2, and that's the end of the push for Tactifuler.
I'm curious to what was happening there, because the Booyah Bomb went against the tower, and especially with 2 picks on the side of the machine, Calamariachis was definitely still in it to win it in this game. That tower was moving as soon as the game ended. And they were in it, and they were able to get the distance that they needed and the points that they needed to stay in this game. Now Calamariachis coming out with a 3-game win streak with 4-3 against Tactifuler, moving on into Eeltail Alley.
We never got here in the past couple sets, so we are taking a look at Eeltail for sure. So Eeltail, again, going to have another backline matchup, but taking a look at this replay here, just look at how this push is going off. They managed to pick off the Glugas from behind, but just watch how this pinch is set up with this machine. The junior comes up top, the machine adding pressure from behind. You can see the Splatling is trying to get up on top as well. The Booyah Bomb coming in as well, and just, oh. That was a secured pinch there. Even if the Booyah Bomb didn't come out, the junior and the Splatling were also going to be in the way, pinching with the machine shot from behind. It was a very nice setup play and a great decision from the machine to be like, you know, I'm going to attack from behind. There's no one else really defending this, and they had the special at the ready, which just made it better, and bam.
Calamariachis VC. Because now we see...
Not just that, it was also in the comps too. You could see it in the comps adjustment.
The shift happened, and you could see it now with both teams having a 3-game win streak on each side.
All right, we see the Glugas, basically the same team coming back out from Calamariachis, and the T-Tech is making an appearance again on Tactifuler. So we see the 3 shooters coming out plus E-Leader on Tactifuler to see if maybe they can contest with the pressure that Calamariachis are putting out. But it looks like the Pro got picked off by the Machine and the Glugas working together off the side there, and we see an early Rainmaker grab by Calamariachis. Not going to be able to get very far, but it looks like 1 for 1 going around, one coming around the corner. That bomb almost picked off the Glugas here, but they managed to dodge away for a brief second until they did manage to get picked off by Bounce. And we see Rainmaker still grabbed here, but being contested by Bounce. And it looks like the members of Calamariachis were trying to defend that Rainmaker, but one went down ahead, and it's just this last one left here.
Almost getting that triple, but still getting the assist on that 3rd kill there by Bounce. Nicely done. Being at the right place at the right time, and we are going to see almost that checkpoint be taken on the side of Tactifuler, but getting that pick with 2 down on the side of Tactifuler. Calamariachis definitely playing some good defense here with 55 versus 74. No first checkpoint has been broken as of yet, so we're definitely still looking for some picks in mid and a little bit around it. And I think what's so much fun, even as a front line and as a back line on this map, is that there is so much like vertical on this map, but I still feel that all roles can really benefit with trying to look for picks on this one, because people just tend to kind of be all over the place. And especially for Rainmaker, there's a lot of places that you can hide, there's a lot of places you can shark, and there's a lot of places where you can kind of have the element of surprise. So this is still anybody's game, but we have 3 members on the side of Calamariachis going down. Bounce kind of sitting there waiting for those jumps to come in to kind of get that pop. Yeah, and the Glugas, they were trying to make that pop, but Bounce was not having any of it and was able to take them down, kind of see them out of the corner of the eye. Tactifuler has control of the Rainmaker right now. As soon as I say that, they go down. 3 members on the side of Tactifuler going down. Calamariachis on the respawn, trying to get some more points on the board there.
And the Machine and the E-Leader ending up trading there, and we see that Calamariachis looking to try to get the checkpoint, but the paint is being taken away from them. So what checkpoint denial of paint there? Like, even though they were at a disadvantage, they managed to get the extra paint down and just kind of block it off with bombs. But there we go. Calamariachis got the checkpoint. They do have the initial lead right now. We see the Tri-Strike coming up from the T-Tech, an extra bomb, and that's going to get the Glugas out of the way. The T-Tech going and Bounce coming in, and they finally got Calamariachis out of the way, but the Junior is still around putting bombs, and we can see how much pressure this Junior has been applying to Tactifuler. You can see all the bombs in the corner applying chip and just keeping members back, but Tactifuler moving up strong now. The Machine's in the way, able to get the pick if the Rainmaker tries to drop off down below, but it is still it was a man advantage for Tactifuler there, and they are trying. They got the Hydra out of the way. That's huge. They needed that.
Yeah, you could tell this game especially, you could tell the aggression is coming from both sides. Tactifuler still wants to stay in this set, and they are not going down without a fight. E-Leader getting one pick there, looking for that second pick. Hydra trying to pop the bubble and they were able to take it with 2 down on the side of Tactifuler, but the Rainmaker not really making much progress with jumps coming in on the side of Tactifuler. But Calamariachis is really keeping a keen eye on those jumps and getting Rainmaker back into control with 2 members down. Looking to get maybe a couple more points there on the board. There is only a 1-point difference with only less than a minute remaining.
I don't know if you saw that before, Saf, but the fact that the Rainmaker bubble was being painted back in the other side, the E-Leader had a clear shot, nice shot on getting the Rainmaker there. They had a clear shot on the Hydra, but because the bubble was almost burst, the Rainmaker barrier actually blocked the shot, and the Rainmaker got the leader.
It protected them. It was an Uno reverse card on the
It really was.
there.
But now with 25 seconds left remaining, Tactifuler have this Rainmaker. They actually have the man advantage now, but the Hydra's in the way. Can they get underneath in time? They can't. There's now down to 15 seconds, and I imagine the panic is setting in. The E-Leader's in the way. They do pick off Bounce. There's 2 members down right now. They are trying to get this Rainmaker barrier popped, but they don't have enough DPS to get it popped, but the other team pops it for them, and they're running, Sap! They're running away!
Oh my goodness, you could tell Calamariachis was like, we know that we got this. There's 1 point left. If we can pick it up, we can move backwards and try to make a really good defensive play. It really came down to the wire on that one, folks. It was all just a matter of who could pop first, and Calamariachis is going to take this set against Tactifuler.
Wow, and not only did they get the pop, they had the bubble there too. So the Rainmaker had a free run backwards behind cover to stay alive. And yeah, that is exactly what Calamariachis needed to seal that, especially with a game that close. Literally, they just broke checkpoint and one got just a smidge more ahead, and that's as far as the Rainmaker got this entire game.
A very big risk taken by Tactifuler trying to go down into the middle there, especially with the Hydra posted up and not one but two members of Calamariachis, the front line, coming in and trying to pop that Rainmaker. Tactifuler really took a big risk trying to come down the middle there, and unfortunately it did not quite work out for them. So Calamariachis, hats off to you, taking this one into week 2.
Yeah, and especially with that adjustment coming around in Game 5, realizing that they needed to bring that aggression back, and just their paint support was not working out for them with what Tactifuler was putting in, was throwing at them, and you could see the adjustment there. And Tactifuler even able to have some good chances, and they were really close, and it actually ended up coming down it really did come down to where the E-Leader was stationed towards the end there, just that one play, and I felt it just, through me. I've been in this situation before where the barrier blocked the E-Leader shot on the Hydra. I felt that. I personally felt that. And
agreed.
You could tell, and because of that, the shot hit the Rainmaker barrier, and it just did not go in the favor there. But it was so close for Tactifuler. They were right there, but they just couldn't get that little extra pick to stop the DPS on the barrier, which ended up shutting down that push. But even at the very end, they had the man advantage. It was close. It just Calamariachis. They had the specials they needed to take it and run. What a set by both these two teams.
Absolutely. Very curious to see where both teams are going to go next week. Very, very fun matchup indeed. Devi, holy cow, where can we find you? Where can I go to hear more of your voice?
Well, if you want to hear more of my voice, you can follow my Twitch. Whenever I stream at Devi_Duvie. You also hear my voice featuring on Squid School from time to time on Sundays when we do Silly Comp Sundays. And then if you just want to catch up on all the action on what's happening, my Twitter is DeviDuvie. And hey, if you like what I do as a player, I'm totally not part of the set that's being casted tomorrow on Splatoon Tourney. What? Saf, how about you?
Go watch the Growlers, you cowards! Listen, you can find me. I'm currently on hiatus from streaming on Twitch, but hey, if you want to go and check out clips or come and see me, just say hello. I'm on twitch.tv/Slaffyrea, 2 P's, 1 A. But if you want to interact with me on Twitter, I'm very active there. I'm at Saffyrea. 2 P's, 2 A's. That's 2 A's on Twitter as well. And Falco,
yes.
I'm throwing it back to you, my friend. I'm throwing it back to you. I'm fishing. I'm throwing the line out, and I'm reeling you back in.
All right.
He's not supposed to be on the hook. He's supposed to stay off the hook.
Thank you, Devi Saf. I appreciate it. Hey, wonderful set. This was the closest set that we have watched all night. Every single match was a nail biter. We have tons of great replays that I'm glad we were able to feature. But that is going to be it for tonight on Ludi Tonight. I'm glad we had 3 amazing matchups that we could show you guys. There's going to be more action headed your way tomorrow, and it is going to be a special stream. Mizuno and I are going to be commentating, and we're actually going to be in person on webcam, so you will get to see us. We're going to take you through 3 amazing matches. 3 Forts Cat versus the Grillers. I think Devi knows a little bit about this team.
What? What do you mean?
You know. We're very happy.
That's the team I've led for 4 years? What?
Yeah.
I'm I'm like Grillers. I'm Grillers like number 4 fan because I know there's a lot of diehard fans out there because you've been around for so long. So I will humbly accept number 4.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's going to be an amazing matchup. Following that will be Cherry Limeade versus Tuki2. We saw Cherry Limeade have a wonderful win last week on Woody Tonight. And then we'll be ending the night with a Div 11 match, Tag versus Deep Sea Metro Beta. So you don't want to miss it. It is going to be amazing. And if you would like your matches streamed, you can join our Discord, type !Discord in the chat to find some more information. We're also looking for new commentators, so if you've never commentated a Splatoon match, this is the perfect opportunity to do so. We would love to have you. Make sure you're following Splatoon Tourney on Twitch as well to catch all of the Ludi action all season long. And you guys can follow me, falcoflyer, on Twitch, falcoflyer11. I stream Splatoon, I do commentary, it's fun stuff. But once again, we thank you for tonight. We are going to go raid. We're going to go raid Proving Grounds. So IPL, Inkling Performance Lab, is a Splatoon organization, and then every Friday, I think every other Friday, they do a tournament called Proving Grounds. Typically features very high-level teams who are participating. So more competitive Splatoon action is headed your way tonight. But we will see you tomorrow. With Mizuno's going to be here with me once again. Webcams. It's going to be something we've never done for Ludi Tonight stream, so kind of a work in progress type of thing. We're excited to showcase it to you. So thanks again. Stick around for the raid, and we hope you have a wonderful, wonderful evening.